Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. So, Asimji, do you have the Dhyana shlokas with you? Are you conversant with them? That book might not have the Dhyana shlokas. Okay. Partada, we haven't heard the Bengali version of the Dhyana shlokas for a very long time.
Today, can I request Raghuji to do?
Oh,
Because
yes,
my
yes, yes,
throat
yes.
is
Sorry. Yes, I forgot. Yes, your throat is bad. So, Partada, the person who has just joined is Sudhir. Sudhir was with us in our Kailash Yatra. Vinaji
Yeah,
and Partada.
welcome. Namaskaram.
Vinaji was part of
Namaskaram.
Kalpataru offline classes. Parthoda and I know each other from our first Kailash Yatra in 2013. Right. Raghuji, Dhyana Shlokas.
पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम् नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयः प्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोण तथा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पला शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थाम विकर्ण घोर मकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरननदिः कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटं नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयाद् भारत पंकजं कलिमलः प्रध्वंसिनः श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैः स्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. Did I miss out Sarvopanishado now?
Yes.
I realized it just afterwards. I decided not to go back.
Okay. So, Sudhirji, we are at in chapter 11. We are about to end chapter 11. I think from a contextual point, what is the name of the first chapter? Anybody remembers? Bad question.
Arjuna Vishada Yoga.
Okay, Vishada Yoga. I would like to call this not Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, Arjuna Vismaya Yoga. He is completely into Vismaya. And the reason is very clear. The reason itself is what Krishna explains in verse number 47. Let us read verse number 47. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, Maya Prasannena Tavarjunedam, Maya Prasannena Tavarjunedam, Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yogat, Rupam Param Darshitam Atma Yogat. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya prasannena tavarjunedam rupam param darshitam yogat tejo mayam vishvamanantamadhyam tejo mayam vishvamanantamadhyam yanme tvadanyena nadrishta purvam yanme tvadanyena nadrishta purvam tejo mayam vishvamanantamadhyam यन्मे त्वदन्येन न दृष्टपूर्वम् श्रीभगवानुवाच मया प्रसन्नेन तवार्जुनेदम् रूपं परं दर्शितमात्मयोगात् तेजोमयं विश्वमनन्तमाद्यं यन्मे त्वदन्येन न दृष्टपूर्वम्. Word by word meaning, let us first do. Maya, by me. Prasannena, being pleased. Right. So you have to be careful of the tenses here, because this particular verse bridges the what happened in the past with what will happen in the future. So there is sort of a present continuous with a flavor of past that will be happening here. Or I think there is a word in parsing we used to call it past continuous. So that is the sort of verb we are using here. Being pleased, having been pleased, tava, with you, Arjuna, idam, this, rupam, form, param, ultimate, darshitam, shown, having shown, atma yogat, by my own power, teja mayam, doesn't need explanation, teja, right? Glory, mayam, full of, resplendent, glorious, vishwam, this cosmic, anantam, unlimited, adyam, from the beginning, primeval, adyam, yat, which, me, may, by my, tvat anyena, other than you. Tvat, you, in the adressive case. So, tvat anyena, other than, na drishta purvam, no one has ever seen. Why are you saying something like this? So many people saw. So many people saw. How? Oh, once when Yashoda asked him to open his mouth, he saw, she saw. Then when Akrur was taking both the brothers from Vrindavan to go to Mathura, so he also suddenly saw, they went to take a bath in the Yamuna, and suddenly when he looked at the Yamuna, he saw a huge serpent and Vishnu lying down on that serpent. So suddenly some weird things that people have seen. So just 1 second. So when he says, nobody has seen before you, what does he actually mean? Please, silence is golden. We are not doing vipassana. Yes, sir. Raghuji.
Yeah. So, see, the manner in which Arjuna got to see, in a sense, all the other people saw, they had already got to that stage when they could see. Here he was given the Divya Drishti, something that he was not quite ready for yet he was given it to see. So in that way, I think, others, he has seen it the way none other than, but he has seen, none before him has seen.
Okay. Any other thought?
Yeah. In this Vishwarupa Darshana, he has seen different. He has seen forehand of God, and that which open in his mouth. He has seen everyone is dying, and Ugra Rupa also he has seen. And after seeing that, Arjuna was in trembling condition, and because of this difference, that's seen only the Arjuna. It's like,
see, if that was true that he has not seen, then nobody else has seen, or that Vishwarupa has not been seen. Dhyana avastita tadgatena manasa. You see that in the third line of the 9th shloka in the Dhyana shlokas. Right? So, dhyana avastita tadgatena pashyanti yam yoginoho. So, he very clearly, the yogis can see it. But for the yogis to see it, they have to be dhyana avasthita, not dvandva avasthita, not senayor ubhayor madhye, not sitting in the middle of the two armies, not being churned by this world. Can you think of a similar experience in relatively recent past? I have spoken about it. But in the Kailash Yatra also, Sudhir. So you can't escape from here. Narendra being touched by the feet of Sri Thakur. Exactly what happened with Arjuna happened over there. It touched him and it blasted out. And he said exactly the same words. What are you doing to me? I have a family. I have my mother. I have my brothers. I have to take care of them. Don't dissolve this world. He said these words, huh? Don't dissolve this world for me. I am not yet ready. He got that experience a second time, once when he was in dhyana. And at that point of time, after that, Sri Ramakrishna, with his own avatarhood powers, said, do not go there. Now you go there only when your work of your world has been completed. And he did not after that work. So he worked through being in what is called, both Thakur as well as in Narendra or Swami Vivekananda, they worked in what is called Bhava Mukha. Thakur describes it as being in Bhava Mukha. That is being at the verge of existence. So almost like having one leg in both worlds. And therefore able to operate. Because in that world you can't operate. Because there is no world. Everything has dissolved. Arjuna is not seeing that. Arjuna is seeing a clear difference between him and the world around him. He is having what we call Ishvara Darshan, not Brahma Darshan. He is having what is called Ishvara Darshan. And Ishvara Darshan, if you are not prepared for it, can be very scary. I keep on using the same analogy again and again, with the intent being that, and not to bore you, but the fact that it is one of the most apt analogies that I have experienced personally. You are in a raft in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The horizon itself has merged with there is no horizon, because the line of horizon at the sky and the sea seems to have got blurred. And there is nothing around you. What will you feel? Most of us will feel fear because of our identification of the body, identification with the mind, identification with the intellect, and that Nama Rupa starts playing, and then you say, Arre Baap Re, ye kahan aa gaya? Now where is the ship that will come and take me away? And the ship comes and you have to throw your flag and you start doing help. All of that is going in your mind, right? You're not thinking, this is oneness. I am actually 70% already in the Pacific Ocean because my body is nothing but 70% water. Will we think like that? No. So in that process, Arjuna is feeling that fear, and therefore Krishna has to mollify him. And he says, don't worry, I'm not scaring you. I am happy with you. That is why I am showing you this. He very clearly says, Maya prasannena tava Arjuna medam. I am happy with you. And that is why you are able to see this. With those who are not happy, they are covered with their vasanas in their ignorance. But you, I have been happy with, and I have given you what is called Ishvara Darshan. Yes, Raghuji.
So yeah, I mean, it just occurred to me, we are talking about Vishwarupa Darshan. And the moment you say Rupa, it cannot be Brahma because there is a Rupa attached to it. So yeah, I didn't quite realize it, because everybody else who's going through the scriptures and all that, they are trying to become one with Brahman. this form obviously is not their goal at all.
So
Um,
therefore, no. So wait. Don't jump there. The Vishishtadvaiti wants exactly this. He stops here, right? He stops here. Now you see, therefore, from an Advaitic viewpoint, from an Advaitic standpoint, Vishwarupa Darshan is not the ultimate aim. It is a step. It is a step from an Advaitic perspective. Is that right? Is this wrong? Is this better? This is better? No. We will not get there. There are no comparisons required. Right? We are neither at that Vishishta Advaita stand, neither are we at the Advaitic stand. We are very much in the lower than the Dvaita stand. We are in the Pashu stand, thinking that I am the body, thinking I am the mind, thinking I am the intellect. So let us move towards that. So instead of getting into comparison, but from a philosophical point of view, where you are at this point of time in Arjuna, as Arjuna, the Vishishtadvaiti has attained moksha. Talokya, Sarupya, Samipya, and Salokya, Samipya, Sarupya, not Sayujya, that comes later. Sarshti, four types. That 4 types are the powers. All of that he is experiencing. So,
but in a sense, before we are able to appreciate the Parabrahman, we have to have our mind blown. So I think this step is important. Is it?
Yes, very much. The experience that you get at some point of time during the deep japa, and the japa stops. The japa just stops. You are into the japa, and the japa stops. And somewhere the mind just goes off. And then when you open your eyes, you don't know what has happened. This is a beautiful, because we talked about the mind stopping. I don't know if any of you have read this. I've told you, Day by Day with Bhagavan is another book that I keep referring to. Beautiful book. This is about Shivratri. Any of you have read that incident? It's a very interesting incident. So there was somebody in the Ramanashram. He read the Dakshinamurti Stotram on Shivratri evening. So in Shivratri evening, he read the Dakshinamurti Stotram. Now somebody, he approached Ramana Bhagavan and Bhagavan Maharshi, and he said, "Can you please explain this Stotram?" So he said, "Yes, I will," which itself was very unusual. He did not ever get into that sort of explanation. And so he said, so he settled himself, he sat down, and he slowly closed his eyes. As he closed his eyes, everybody closed his eyes. And the author says, and then after a few minutes, we opened our eyes, we realized that the night has gone through. That is the Mauna of Shivaratri. So Dakshinamurti Stotram was taught. So therefore he says very clearly that I am showing you this. And he now tells him, how is it possible to see this? How is it possible? So first he negates what cannot take you there. He says in the next verse, Na veda yajnadhyayanairna dane, na veda yajnadhyayanairna dane, na chakriya bhirna tapo bhirugraihi, na chakriya bhirna tapo bhirugraihi, na veda yajnadhyayanairna daneir, na chakriya bhirna tapo bhirugraihi, evam rupah shakya aham nriloke, evam rupah shakya aham nriloke, drashtum twadanyena kuru pravira, drashtum twadanyena kuru pravira, eka eva rupam shakyam aham nriloke, drashtum twadanyena kuru pravira, na veda yajnadhyayanairna daneir, na chakriyabhirna tapobhirugraihi, evam rupa shakya aham nriloke, drashtum twadanyena kuru pravira. Again, the meaning is very simple. Not by Veda, not by Yagya, not by Adhyayana, not by Dana, not by Kriya, which is rituals, not by rituals, nor by Tapaha, Ugra Tapaha, severe Tapaha. Evam Rupa, in this form, Shakyahai, possible. Aham, I, Driloke, in the world of mortals. Drashtum, to be seen. Tvat anyena, by any other person. Kuru Veer, Kuru Pravira, Prakarshena Veera. Very great warrior. So here he says, you can't see by all these things that you are talking about. Gurudev explains this very beautifully. He says that the Veda can take you, the plane can take you from Mumbai to Delhi. Have you reached Delhi? No, you have to get off the plane. You have to get off the plane. Otherwise, the plane will fly back. So, Veda, Adhyayana, all of these are necessary. Veda is necessary, Adhyayana is necessary, Kriya is necessary, Tapa is necessary, Dana is necessary. Why? Because they are all various levels of preparatory steps towards that vision. But that vision will come when you take that leap. So he's very clearly saying that in Driloke, and now there is again another interesting meaning here. Driloke means in the world of Manushya, in the world of Nara. In the world of Nara, right? Interpreted by most translators as in the world of mortals. Now, who all are mortal? Who are the mortals? Who is mortal?
I mean,
All living beings.
All living beings,
all jiva.
including Brahma. And that is the trick here. From Brahma down to the smallest, whatever living or conscious being that you can think of, that entire chain is mortal. Brahma has a long lifespan, that's all. Right? Brahma has a long lifespan, coming down a little bit. The Devas have a slightly shorter, and so on and so forth, till you come to the mosquito, has a one night lifespan. So from Brahma to Pipilika, typically used in all Sanskrit texts. So when you want to describe the entire living world, you say Brahma to Pipilika. Pipilika means ant. From ant to the greatest, from the smallest to the greatest. All beings are mortal. And not one mortal, anybody who is mortal, can attain this vision by doing all those, by depending only upon the props. Now the challenge is that we become dependent on the props, and the props then take us to nowhere. We become party to the prop. So I have become a Veda Jnani. I am a great tapasvi. I know all the rituals. Right? I do dana like Karna. All of that brings the I into the picture. So when you do that dana, when you do that tapa, when you do that, and the aim is to mortify the body, mind, intellect, or to punish the body, mind, intellect, or to glorify the body, mind, intellect. Either way, neither of these will take you there. So don't cling on to any one of these props. These props are necessary. Shankaracharya also interprets this very, very clearly, exactly in the same way. So he says that Shankaracharya very clearly says, and I'll refer you back to in the Adhyasa Bhashya of Brahma Sutra. And in that he says that even Vedas are apara jnana. Apara jnana. They are the lower knowledge. Even Vedas are lower knowledge. Because you use the Vedas to get to a point where you jump. So Advaita takes a very, very radical viewpoint. Okay, it's a very radical viewpoint. And I interpret that in a very interesting way by saying, don't go for realization. Don't aim at realization. Realization is a false goal. Your goal should be unrealization. You have realized all the things around you. Those which are not real, you have made them real in your mind. Whether it is your body, whether it is your mind, whether it is your intellect, the specs that you are wearing, the computer that you are using, the laptop that you are, the words that you are listening, this present emotional state that you are in, the intellect, the thoughts that are coming into your mind, everything is only appearing on the patabhumi of Brahma. But we have made them real, and therefore we let them affect us. And we feel that in our reflected consciousness, we feel, oh, I am suffering or I am happy. So this is the exact practical usage of Advaita Vedanta. Immediately there is a disconnection between whatever is happening around me and I. Does that mean that I don't have involvement? Oh, that goes back to Gurudev. 100% involvement, 0% attachment. So here he says very, very clearly, na veda, na yagya, na adhyayana, na dana, na kriya, na tapaha, na ugra tapaha. Nothing will take you there. So then how will you go there? How will you go there? Any ideas, any thoughts? How will we get there?
We are there. We just have to.
So how do we remove the
Realize.
ignorance? How do we remove that ignorance? Yes, agreed. How do we remove that ignorance? That ignorance, it's not now, no? It is 84 lakh yonis you have gone through that ignorance. You have carried that ignorance with you for 84
We have
lakh
cemented
yonis.
it in place. We have completely grouted, cemented, and completely. So again, sadhana. All this sadhana, every time you are going a little bit of introspection, you're starting to realize, Nanyar. And then you ask the question, Nanyar, but then how do I understand that self when everything I've understood around me has always been through these five sense organs?
Very nice.
How do I now understand something?
So therefore, we have to wait because Krishna answers all questions.
Okay.
So Krishna will answer this first in the 12th chapter by telling us that the only way to reach him is bhakti. But bhakti does not come as, then if that was so, then why did he not talk about it in the first chapter and closed everything? No, he can't. Because you see, bhakti is not possible till and at least an intellectual understanding of Advaita has happened. And Shankara very clearly says, Shankaracharya says very clearly that unless, and Advaiti who is not a devotee has not understood Advaita, and a devotee who has not seen that oneness has not attained the heights of devotion. I've used the example of Prahlad again and again. Right? I have talked about Narayana Bhattatri. And when he was waiting for Unnikrishnan to come and eat with him, and Unnikrishnan tells him, oh, I was in that house in the corner of the street. That is a house of the Shudras. How did you go there? And Unnikrishnan holds his hand and takes him out to the veranda. And then that mind blast happens. Sarvam Vishnumayam Jagat. That's when the devotion comes out. That oneness. Right? We have seen earlier in another example in the Marathi saints, where Muktabai asks Gora Kumbhar, go and bang on the heads of each of them and says, Pag gaya kya? So, Gora Kumbhar was a potter. So he would bake the pot. And he had called all of these people for a feast. And Muktabai she was playing with that stick with which the Kumar tests the pot. When it's being baked, it will make a ringing sound. So she took that stick and gave it to Gora and said, Gora Dada, hum log bhi pak gaye kya? So Gora makes them stand in a line. And you know the story of Gora Kumar, right? He ground his son into the clay because he was singing the glory of the Lord. His son, he was kneading the clay with his feet. And the child wandered into that clay, and with his own feet, he mashed his son into the clay. And he got his son back with the grace of Vittala. So Gora Kumar, everybody knew he has already attained that state of oneness. So everybody stood in line. From Jnandev, Nivritinath, Muktabai, all of them. Namdev is also standing over there. And he goes and says, Tang, Tang, Pagya, 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 Pagya. Namdev says, no, don't, Kacha hai. And he gets some wild. He gets out from there, half-eaten plate, goes out, and he calls Vittala. Vittal comes. And he says, I call you, you come. You play with me every day. These idiots over there, they are writing abhang after abhang, wanting to have one darshan of you, and I get darshan of you every day. And they say, I am Kacha. And Vittal looks at him and says, yes, Gora was right. Why are you saying this? You go to the particular place, he names the place, I've forgotten the name of the place, and he go and meet Vishuddhinath. And Vishuddhinath is over there. He will tell you why I am saying you are Kacha. Finds Vishuddhinath in a dilapidated Shiva temple inside the middle of a forest. Vishuddhinath is sitting with his legs resting on top of the shivling. So Namdev goes there and says, do you know Vishuddhinath? So he says, yes, I am Vishuddhinath. What? Vittal sent me to you. You fool, your feet are on the shivling. Vishuddhinath says, I am 144 years old. My legs can't move on their own. Please lift them and put them where the shivling is not there. And wherever the foot would be put, a shivling would appear. And that alone was the teaching. Sarvam Brahmamayam Jagat. That is the, if you read any of the abhangs, they ultimately go down to that point where saying that Vittala and I are one. All the Maharashtrian saints, deepest in the form of bhakti, take you to that point of Advaita. So therefore, to answer that question, he moves on further in verse number 49. Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo. Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo. Drishtva rupam ghoramidrin mamedam. Drishtva rupam ghoramidrin mamedam. Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo. Drishtva rupam ghoramidrin mamedam. Vyapate vyapeta manah punastvam. Vyapeta manah punastvam. Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. Vyapeta manah punastvam. Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. Mate vyatha macha vimudha bhavo. Drishtva rupam ghoramidrin mamedam. Vyapeta manah punastvam. Tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. Mate, you should not be. Vyatha, afraid. Macha, not, and not. In vimudha bhava. Vimudha means bewilderment. You should not be bewildered. Drishtva, on seeing. Rupam, this form. Ghoram, terrible. Terrible, he's saying he's terrible. He's saying he's terrible because Arjun feels he's terrible. Idrin, idrik, such. Mama, mine. Idam, this. Vyapeta bhi, free from fear. Vyapeta, free. Bhi, fear. Pritamana, with cheerful mind. Punah, again. Tvam, you. Tat eva, that very. Me, my. Rupam, this form. This, behold. See this form again. Now get rid of your mental disturbance. Get rid of your fear. Get rid of all the bewilderment that you have. And now see me again. Approach me without that fear. Approach me because I am yours. Approach me because I am showing you this because I love you. So Krishna is not getting him away very to letting him to escape from the the sort of terror that he's experiencing, the awe that he's experiencing from the Vishwarupa Darshan. He is actually removing the attitude with which we approach divinity. In a lot of, especially when I go to Shabrimala, and a lot of people say, you have to reach, this person has no Bhaya Bhakti. What is Bhaya Bhakti? Why should I be afraid? Bhaya Bhakti is itself a misnomer in terms. Where there is Bhakti, there cannot be love, Bhaya. There can be Prema. So there, that Bhaya, approach me without fear, because I am your own. I am your dearest. There is none other in this world who can be as dear to me, than me. With that, approach me. Remove that fear. And let's do the... So here, the Krishna stops talking. And Sanjaya now is again describing. So verse number 50. Sanjaya uvacha ityarjuna vasudevastathoktva ityarjuna vasudevastathoktva swakam rupam darshayamasa bhuyah swakam rupam darshayamasa bhuyah Sanjaya uvacha ityarjuna vasudevastathoktva swakam rupam darshayamasa bhuyah ashvasayamasa cha bhitamenam bhutva punah saumya vapur mahatma Sanjaya uvacha ityarjuna vasudevastathoktva swakam rupam darshayamasa bhuyah ashvasayamasa cha bhitamenam bhutva punah saumya vapur mahatma. So here says, he says that here Sanjay is saying he came back to his normal form, normal, beautiful form. He says, iti, thus, Arjunam, to Arjun, Vasudeva, Krishna, the son of Vasudev, tatha, in that way, uktva, tathoktva, twakam, his personal, rupam, form, darshayam, asa. So, darshayam, asa, he displayed, showed, bhuya, again. Ashvasayam, consoling, ashvasandena, ashvasayam, asa, cha, bhitam, enam, and that frightened person, bhutva, becoming, puna, again, saumya vapu, the gentle Mahatma, the person who is the great Atma. Now, what did Arjun ask for? He asked for Kiritin, Gadin, etc., etc. The four-armed form, Chaturbhujena. Did he show him the four-armed form? Now, if you go to certain commentators, especially Ramanuja, then he says that Krishna took on the form of Vishnu and he stood there. Right? However, if I go by a direct reading of what has been written over there, it says he showed him his old form. He showed him his old form. So Krishna did not show him the form of Ishta. Why? Think of Krishna as a psychologist and think of what Arjuna has gone through. And now tell me, what is the beautiful psychological trick Krishna has played on Arjuna in his development? Or rather, to think of him as a coach and say, okay, as a coach, what would he have done here? Why would he have not shown him the four-handed form and jumped to the two-handed form? Okay, the clue is there. Huh? The clue is in the question itself. The clue is in the word.
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Yeah, please complete. You were saying something.
No. I was giving the clue, but then I'll now not give the clue because you started answering. Go ahead.
Krishna, I think, wanted to now prove to Arjuna that I am one like you, and the kind of things you just now saw, it's all within you too.
Very
I
beautiful.
think this is why Krishna is merging into Arjuna,
Very
as
beautiful.
if.
Very beautiful. One of the names of Arjuna is Krishna, incidentally. If you, those of you who don't know his full names, so few names he has. We have seen some of the names, right? We have seen some name of called Bibhatsu. We have seen the name this Sabhyasachin, right? And such names we have already seen. Kiriti, we have seen these names. One of the names is Krishna. Krishna, the word literally means dark complexioned. Literally means dark complexion. Krishna was the name of Draupadi. That was her original name. Draupadi is her patronymic. She is the son of Drupada, daughter of Drupada, therefore she is Draupadi. Right? Panchali is because she was born in Panchala Desha. So her original name, one of the names that she was given, her actual name is Krishna. Krishna means dark complexion. So anyway, that's a different story. So good point. Krishna and Arjuna merged together. Any other thought? Why would he not? He's saying, I am in love with you. I am you. I am part of you. You are very near to me. You are very dear to me. And that is why I have showed you this very difficult to obtain cosmic form. And now he's asked for something very simple, very much easier. Please show me your beautiful form, which is four-handed, Shankha Chakra Gadadhari, Pitambara Vastradhari, Vaijanti Maladhari, Kaustubhamani Sushobhita. Just show me that. And he says, no, 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 no. He goes back to his two-handed form, holds a whip in his hand, holds a shanka in his hand, and he comes and stands over there. Vetra. Right? We see in the Dhyana shloka, he holds a Vetra in his hand. Vetra is used for guiding horses. Why would he not do this? The clue word was Ishta. What does the word Ishta mean? Translate directly from Malayalam. It's exactly the meaning in Sanskrit.
Beloved.
That which I like.
Love.
That which I like.
Love.
That which I like, that which I love. You see, what I love in the material world is conditioned by my perception of what I love. So, therefore, the external appearance of a person is one of the key indicators of how I like or look at a person. So that is why when Acharya was walking towards the ghat and there is a person coming towards him who is covered in ashes of the funeral pyre, dark in color, smelling of the burning flesh, with dogs around him who are carrying human flesh in their mouths. What does Acharya say? Move. Even Acharya fell into his own trap. And the Chandal asked, what do you want me to move? Body, same as yours. Atman, everywhere. Can't be moved. Can't move it. Let me move from one space to other. No. The space is the same. You are moving in space. So Ishta is something that I create, and Krishna does not want to go to that point where you start going into imagination again. The four-handed form is an imagined form. You created that form. Swamiji very clearly says, ours is the only culture where man creates gods. Every other culture, God created man. All the forms that you are worshipping, the Ishtas that we look at, whether it is Devi, whether it is Krishna, whether it is Guruvayurappan, whether it is Balaji, whether it is Ayyappa, whether it is Shiva in the form of Kashi Vishwanath, those forms we have created attachment to, even those will be a hindrance. So just see me as I was earlier and realize that every human being is Vishwarupa. Every human being is Vishwarupa. Yes.
So basically, Krishna did not give him what he wanted. He gave him what he needed.
Perfect. Yes. Absolutely right. He gave him what he needed. Gave him what he needed. Gave him that particular thing that he was required for him. So Gurudev very clearly says here, whereas if you read the translation from Ramanuja's Bhashya, it says Krishna hid the cosmic form. Hid. He didn't remove it. He hid the cosmic form. Why did he hide it? He hid it because that is the form which is already existing everywhere. You can't remove it. This is like saying, oh, Brahman removed himself from particular place. No, Brahman cannot remove himself. Ishvara similarly cannot remove himself from any particular point. So he says, the exact words in Ramanuja are, he hid the vision of his cosmic form, manifested before Arjuna in his four-armed form, adorned with golden diadem, kiritin, chakrin, disc, gadin, mace, lotus flower. Right? But since Arjuna was a Sakha, he says, okay, no, my Sakhya Bhava, please. So therefore, Arjuna Krishna then in his benevolence manifested in the two-handed form. That is not, it's an interpretation. It's not the direct reading of the Gita. Not taking anything away from Sri Ramanujacharya, who is none other than Bhagavan Shankaracharya himself in another form. But that interpretation was meant for somebody who still needs that four-handed prop for him to move to the Sahasra Shesha, Purushaha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapa. If you want to go there, you need a prop. Nothing wrong in it. Arjun now does not need the prop. Or does this mean that Parthada and Samir and Raghu does not need the prop? Of course, we still need the prop. We are identified with body, mind, intellect. We need the prop. We need to put that particular form in our mind and then cosmify, creating a new word, cosmify that form into everything. Yes, Raghuji.
This, going back to that thing where Krishna says, you are the first to have seen this, no one has seen before you, can also be interpreted in yet another way, where, seeing has as much to do with the seer as it is to do with what is seen. So while what is seen is the oneness, the cosmic whatever thing, every person sees differently because they bring it into their context. So in a sense, he's correct to say nobody else has seen this before you, because what Arjuna saw, only Arjuna could have seen.
Okay. That is being a consultant, making statements like nobody bathes in the same river twice and stuff like that. Don't get there. The only consultant in this group right now is me. So I'm only the only one who's entitled to mix such very, very frivolous statements. No. That is very frivolous. That's a very right way of looking at it. When he says nobody other than you, because you got it through grace. You got it through grace. It did not become so beautiful. See here. So this Swami Brahmananda, he was the second president of the Ramakrishna mission, right? The first president being Swamiji himself, and for a very short period, right? So Brahmananda Rakhal Maharaj, as he was called, he was in a position where Thakur used to say, "He is my adopted son. He is my adopted son, not Naren, right? Rakhal is my adopted son. Rakhal would be treated like a son. He would be made to sit on his lap. He would be put to bed with his head on Thakur's lap. He would be fed with his own hands." So Rakhal Maharaj was asked that you all were with the avatar and you got it. Why are you doing so much sadhana now? And Swami Brahmananda answers, what we got was a glimpse. Our sadhana is to make it ours. Our sadhana is to make it ours. That glimpse can come. The Guru can give you that glimpse, but it does not give you that permanent position to be there. For that, you have to work. See, he gives you that glimpse to give you that goal to say, oh, this is possible. Once that is there, now you know what you are looking for. Now you go. You can strive for it. And therefore, what a beautiful, a person who has been in samadhi state for months on end comes back and says, I need to do some sadhana because what I got, I have to make my own. Arjun got that. Arjun got what Naren got. But he hasn't yet made it his own. And that is why we see afterwards the need for the Anugita, the need for re-explaining, and so on and so forth. So, Sanjaya has very clearly said what has happened. Now, we will close this chapter in the next class. But after that, I'm going to give, we will do one quick quiz, which we have not been doing for a very long time. So, this will be a quiz. It's a composite quiz, chapter 1 to 15. It's a good revision. But I will give you possibly, we will do this after 2 weeks. So this week will be the closure of chapter 15 and the next week will be the quiz. So I'm giving you 2 weeks of revision time. Please go back to your notes. So, Sudhir, don't worry if you jumped into the class at this point of time, doesn't matter. Most of the questions are quite basic. They're basically, and no chanting is required. That's the last thing I'm asking for. Nobody is expected to chant.
I had one question still from this.
Yes, please.
Even it still is not clear to me as to it is said that there are certain, it is not by doing Vedas, it is not by doing this thing, etc., that this vision was given to him. But why was this grace uniquely bestowed on Arjuna? All of these people who did these Vedas and who did all of these also was trying to strive.
Oh, they have got it. No, they've got it. He's not saying they've not got it. They got it through striving. You got it through exceptional grace. That's all. They also got exactly the same thing. So why did that?
Exceptional?
Why the exceptional grace? That is such a beautiful thing. So one very beautiful one, Swamiji in Sannyasa Ashram. For Mumbaikars, you will know what I'm talking of. It's in Parla East. It's a ashram over there from one of the akhadas, which is a Sannyasa Ashram karke jagah hai. And one of the Swamijis there. I used to go there quite frequently, just generally chatting around with a few of the Swamijis, especially when the old Acharya was there. I used to really like him. So he very clearly, he had the similar thing he was talking about. अर्जुन ने विशेष क्या किया? अचानक से उसको ये वरदान मिल गया. So the Swamiji, the Acharya Swamiji, he explained, he said, नहीं, उसने विशेष कुछ नहीं किया. उसको जिस दृष्टि मिली, वो वाली सेम दृष्टि दूसरों को नहीं मिली. That is okay. Because everybody has their own way of looking at Ishvara. But all of these people, whoever they had, they got versions of this particular thing. And he said, if you were in Vatsalya and you felt, oh, this is mine, he broke that, at least momentarily, by saying, no, I am the universe's. And he opened his mouth. Right? If you were in Dasatva, like Akrura, then you saw what you were to be in Dasatva of. If you were in enmity, you saw the Virata Rupa, right? In the court, when they brought the chains to tie him, he expanded his Sharira and showed them the 1,000-handed form. It was not the Vishwarupa. Vishwarupa has a very specific connotation. It's similar to what Ma Yashoda saw. Oneness with the universe. Existence. Right? So, is it that it was specifically granted to Arjuna? No, that particular form was specifically granted to Arjuna. But did that similar experience happen? Yes, it did. How? Because you had a specific relationship that you built with the divine. That relationship overtook your entire being. Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Prema, all of this, when took over, that complete existence, complete being was taken over. What would Yashoda think of even when she was sleeping? Oh, where is Krishna? Right? Every moment. Similarly, Arjun had a very strong Sakhya. Arjun's bestest friend, if there is one word like that, was Krishna. Anything happened, oh, Krishna. The body of extreme example, epitome of body. Krishna is that for Arjun. When you arrive at those 9 forms of bhakti, Shirdi Sai Baba, when he was giving up his mortal frame, he gave 9 coins. Anybody has gone and seen those 9 coins? Next time anybody goes to Shirdi, please make a point to go to Lakshmi Bai's house. Those 9 coins are in display. You can't touch them anymore. There was a time when they were openly put over there and you could actually touch them and feel the energy of those coins. They were the last thing that Shirdi Baba did. He took those 9 coins without explaining why. He gave them to Lakshmi, who was fanning him at that point of time. There was nobody else around when he gave up his body. And he gave these 9 forms. And they are supposed to symbolize the 9 forms of bhakti. So how I express myself with the divine, if that expression has become me, it has become me, then the divine then manifests in that particular form. Now that form that it will manifest in will be suited to the mental form or makeup of what you are. And from there, that jhatka is required. Na? That explosion that Raghuji was talking, that mind-blowing. So therefore, for Arjun, a warrior, terror is the requirement. Terror is the requirement. See, there is a type of bhakti. It is called Sambrahma Bhakti. Sambrahma Bhakti. Sambrahma Bhakti means bhakti in Brahma. Samyak Rupena Brahmita Manaha iti Bhakti. That is, his mind is completely destroyed or in Brahma, and yet he's actually displaying bhakti. You know how? Because he's all the time saying, oh, Krishna will come and kill me. Send this man to go and kill Krishna. Where is Krishna? I am all the time in fear of Krishna. What has happened to my mind? What is it doing? It is doing Krishna, 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 Krishna. That is the state of Kamsa. That is the state of Ravan. That Sambrahma Bhakti manifests the divine in front of you in the form that you have been doing. So therefore, Krishna comes in the form of saying, okay, your body, mind, intellect has got completely destroyed. Let me physically finish it off. So how you create that association, and therefore again, so a lot of my friends who are from religions of the book, right? They have only one path, one God, etc., right? They have a big problem with us. So even in devotion itself, you go and say, okay, 9 types of devotion. Just say devotion. No, we can't say that. We all have different mentalities, and we will each one of us associate with the divine in our own way. So if you are in that state where you are saying, I am a warrior, I am the greatest warrior, then you see the warrior in front of you who destroys time itself. That's the form that he will show you. Can we close?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Please,
just
go
had.
ahead.
So did Sanjaya also had this?
Very. So very nice. Yes, according to all 3 commentators, Sanjay was granted to be in the mind of Arjun as a witness through the entire dictation of the Bhagavad Gita. All 3 commentators say that. So I will just accept it over there. From a 21st century scientific mental makeup, I will say, I don't know. Maybe he was reported this and he was telling this. We don't know. But all 3 commentators, Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, all 3 say that Sanjay also witnessed. Right? But he was not a participant. So he did not see, he did not experience. he witnessed. And remember, the witness is always emotionally distant from what is happening. Right? So therefore, they very clearly use the word he witnessed, whereas Arjun experienced. Arjun experienced Ishvara. Sanjay experienced, or rather saw, Arjuna experiencing Vishwarupa. Let's close. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.